I have survived 1 whole year without breast implants, and I am so proud of myself. Having breast implants for 2 decades was part of my identity. Most people thought that they were my natural breast. And so when life faced me with the situation to where I needed to have them removed for health reasons, I was scared at first, and I was terrified with how I was going to learn to re-love the natural me, because I had been warned by multiple plastic surgeons how I wasn't going to have a lot of breast tissue left and I was going to hate it and I should just get them replaced. But I decided to not get them replaced, to have them removed for my health and just really for freedom. And so I'm proud of myself. If you're not familiar with my story, I have an entire playlist here on YouTube. Feel free to binge watch all of those, scan through them, get the information you need out of those videos. I spent a lot of time sharing a lot of my personal information, and I did that just to help other ladies out, and so feel free to binge watch that. But today in this video, I want to share the top 10 questions that women usually have for other women that have removed their breast implants, whether that's because they're just curious, whether that's because they're considering having them removed as well, whatever it may be. I'm going to go through those questions right now. So number one, why did you remove your breast implants? For me, it was because I had the implants that were linked to BIA-ALCL. I was symptomatic, and I have lots of videos on that whole long story, but the initial process of me even considering removing my breast implants came from that. It wasn't just like me magically one day being like, you know what, I would just like to remove my breast implants. That was definitely not it. It was more of health reasons. So I needed to remove them. Number two, was the removal process painful or challenging? Very, for me. Now this is subjective. Your recovery is always going to depend on whether or not you had them under the muscle or over the muscle, how just you respond to pain, how your body is doing like on an inflammation level, because surgery is a lot. It's hard on your body. So for me, I had breast implants under the muscle. We had to have pec reconstructive type of stuff done. We needed to remove capsules. It was a lot. And she like reconstructed the breast tissue. So for me, it was really painful. And I also have MTHFR gene mutation. I have the double one of that. And so pain medication doesn't work very well for me. And so I had a rough time. I struggled really bad for like the first 2 months, if I'm being honest. Number three, has your body image and self-esteem been affected after the removal? You know, it hasn't been as bad as I thought it was going to be. And the key is having good bras. So in the very beginning, when you first get it done, especially if you don't have a lot of tissue, you're going to be kind of freaked out, most likely. You know, it wasn't bad, especially from the front, but it's just different. But as time goes on, your body just starts naturally rebuilding itself. And a lot of times you will fluff, you'll fill in. And the key is good bras. I have multiple videos on that. Currently right now, I'm still loving my pepper bra, and I will put that in the description. I think I still have a link for that. And the other one that I like is Victoria's Secret Add to Cup Sizes Push-Up Bra. Today I have on the, I have on the pepper bra. And girls, what I like to do is I like to double the bra up. because I liked the old figure that I used to have, and it's easy to create, like as long as you know how to wear your bras correctly. So I just have two of the pepper bras, the little lift up bras, and I just wear them just stacked, and it just creates a really nice cup size, but it also creates cleavage. Like, that looks really good, right? So yeah, but at first I didn't really have that. Like, everything was stiff. It wasn't moving. I was swollen everywhere, and so I didn't have that mobility there, and I just didn't have that like shape yet. And so the healing process takes a little while, but as time goes on, you'll just gradually start being like, wait a second, do I have a little cleavage? And then you'll kind of become probably obsessed with it, or at least I did. Like, I get super excited. Like, when I see that, considering that when I have my implants removed, so I went from if you're new here, I went from a 32 Triple D Victoria's Secret to originally right after I was like a 32A. And now I'm in a Victoria's Secret 32B. So I guess they've grown or fluffed. I don't know. But that's what I was before I got implants. I was like a B cup. And so considering the amount of surgeries that I've had, because I've had breast surgery 3 different times, and they've done 2 different, like they've done a lift twice, and so that removes tissue. I'm really happy with what I got. And I just think as you get older anyway, naturally women, they just get more breast tissue. I don't know. But yeah. Number 4, did you experience any health issues related to your implants? I've already answered that. Yes. I have lots of videos on that, but I had almost everything that's on the breast implant illness checklist, and then some. I also was symptomatic for BIA-ALCL, and so I had a lot of health problems. And since removing them, I went from taking so much medicine, constantly feeling horrible, to I don't usually ever take medicine for anything, and I feel really good, and I feel like I look a lot less bloated. I feel like my face looks just de-bloated. My eyes look better. Like, plastic toxicity is real. Moving on. Number 5, what was the recovery process like for you? So that circles back around to question number 2, but it was long and slow for me. And again, that just depends on what all you have to have done. There are some women that they just have their implants over the muscle. They didn't have them very long. They didn't have to have much surgery done with the capsules and all that, and their recovery was like this. There's other women like me that it takes a few months. And I mean, I will even say to this day, I'm very careful with any muscle exercises. And if I am doing some like push-up type stuff or too much pec muscle, I still kind of feel something. Like, it just feels uncomfortable still. So that could still be part of the healing process. I'm not sure, but yeah. It was long. At this point, I would have rather just not ever gotten implants and never had to deal with any of it, to be honest. Number 6, do you have any regrets or reservations about the decision to remove your breast implants? Not at all. And, well, no, not at all, because the whole thing, everything in life's a learning process, and I probably have more self-love now than I ever have, and am appreciative for my body and just grateful and thankful for what I do have. At this point, I just like to share in hopes to inspire other women who are just kind of like conflicted on, oh, maybe I should get them just because it's so easy to go get them. You can finance it, and pretty much anyone can go get them as long as you can prove you can make your payment, and you know, it's almost too easy, you know? So I just like to encourage people to love themselves before going to get plastic surgery. 7, how did your family and friends react to your decision? Well, my family and friends all knew the drama I had to go through regarding my breast implants and all the health issues, and they had to deal with me. And when you're sick compared to well, you're a different person and it's not your best self. So for me, everybody was happy that I was able to finally get this done, get them removed, and just start feeling better, because then the better version of me could show up. Number 8, did your lifestyle or physical activity change after the removal? One thing I will say is I had so much trouble with the implants under the muscle. I've had them both ways, and I've got videos on that. You can go through the playlist, but I was having trouble with different yoga poses. I definitely was not able to do hardly any pec muscle workout stuff, like with weights. And so now I feel like I have more mobility again. And and I can lay on my stomach. And I wasn't able to really do that for 20 years. Not that I like laying on my stomach, but like if you go get a massage, you usually have to lay on your stomach. They would have to go get some special pillow thing to like put the implants into. I mean, come on, guys. It even sounds ridiculous, right? Number 9, have you noticed any changes in how people perceive you since removing the implants? This is where I thought I would get noticed less, or people wouldn't find me as attractive. And I don't really notice that much of a difference, if I'm being honest. And again, I think it just goes back to learning how to dress your body, whether it's in a bathing suit or just in your tops with your bras. At first, after the surgery, when my incisions were new and all that, like I didn't wear underwire bathing suit tops, and I found a couple, and I've got those in some other videos that looked pretty good and I was happy with. They were comfortable on the incisions, but I didn't feel like the sexiest. And then once I was able to withstand the wire, I got some more like padded type of push-up bras. And then I started feeling like me again. And then I just had that like more sexy energy flow going about me. So I think it just boils down to that. Now, if you don't figure out how to dress your body back to make your own self feel sexy, then you'll carry that energy and then you'll seem less attractive to people. So again, it all boils back to you, and you can choose to figure out how to make yourself have that vibe again, if that makes sense. I have a lot of videos on those topics and bras and stuff like that, so definitely go through my playlist and try to find those if you are interested. And if you need me to do another video on that, just leave that in the comments. Number 10, would you recommend the removal to others who are considering it? Yes and no. If you're having health issues, then I would consider it. If you're just trying to follow a trend, I would say hold off. But I would say regardless, do your own research, do what feels intuitively right for you, and don't rush into it unless you are having some kind of medical problem that's serious going on and you can't figure out the root cause. But don't just jump into more surgery. Like if you're not having any issues at the moment and you don't really need to have a surgery right now, I would probably hold off, but I would just pay attention to my body. And then if I was to notice something seeming off or just health issues arising and I can't figure out, then maybe start considering it. But rushing into it, especially if you're not in the right headspace, you can do it and then regret it and then want to jump back into getting them again. And that's just really bad for your body. And the more breast surgeries you have, the worse your explant outcome is probably going to be, because your tissue has been taken away more and more and more. It's been reshaped more and more, and you're just gonna have less to work with. So that's probably how I want to answer that question. So that was the 10 questions that I had for this video. If there was any questions that I did not answer that you were hoping I would cover, please leave that in the comments and I will do a different video. If you have any video recommendations on a subject that you would like me to cover regarding all this, leave that in the comments below. And yeah, just happy 1-year anniversary to myself. I am so proud of myself for embarking on this journey and being brave enough to share it with all you ladies in hopes of helping others out and supporting you on your explant journey if that's what you decide to do. And yeah, thanks for watching. And if you're new here and you're feeling my vibe, please subscribe. If you like the video, give it a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.